Yo, we graduated in 1997. It's 2017. They asked
20 years.
20 years to come back and speak at the high school commencement. Hey, we were a little bit outcast back in the day, so this is kind of cool.
I think if they would have taken a vote, no one would have voted at the time, hey, Corey Gregory and Dustin Myers are going to come back in 20 years as an example to the young people in the community and, you know, give them a talk.
I think we were hacky sacking with 2 12s in the trunk, if I remember right.
Something like that.
Nah, it's exciting, and I'm excited to share the stage with this guy, and kind of hopefully we can turn some light bulbs on with these young kids. And man, it's a big difference from when we were sitting here 20 years ago, what's happened, so it's exciting. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Corey Gregory. I appreciate it, Coach. So, I got to tell you guys, I'm honored to be here tonight. This is a celebration for you, but it's also a celebration for us. 20 years, a long time. Since I sat where you guys sat, and I gotta tell you, I wanted to lift weights and get paid. I thought I was in trouble. Big time. So this definitely, you know, is a big moment for me because it's a culmination of 20 years of shooting covers of magazines, working with Arnold, Tiger Woods, like the stuff I've got to do, unbelievable. Like, I always say, if God would have came down and said, gee, that's going to happen, I don't know if I would have believed him, straight up. But when I sat there with my 2.1 grade point average, right? With my 2.1 grade point average. And I thought, the only thing I like to do is write workouts and study them. And so, what am I going to do with that? And here's the thing, no one 20 years ago did hear what I want to do. Because even the guy that owned Rocky Road at the time, 20 years back, he worked at the mill. So no one just did fitness. And so one of the big things that was my focus was, I want to be the guy. And that was one of my big things, is that when I sat in your seat and I had no clue how I was going to make it happen, I thought to myself, I got to save some money so I can get out of here and go, you know, try to live my dream of opening the gym. And I got a job at Janoon Lumber. I learned how to stack lumber, had a great experience there. Got a job at the Caddis Porthole, worked, you know, underground, had a great experience there. I worked with men when I was a boy, and I learned a ton. And there's a lot of blue-collar studs in here. I got a number of respect for you guys. The big thing that I wanted to get across is that you got to identify your passion, and no one can really tell you what that is. No one can say, nah, lifting weights ain't gonna work out. Like, I don't care what it is, you have to like give it a shot once. You know, my whole thing today is that when I sat there was a lot of people telling me it ain't gonna work. I mean, no one lifts weights and gets paid. You're crazy. I've been called crazy a lot. When I had some lofty thoughts. I used to sit around thinking, I'm gonna be on the cover of magazines. I'm gonna own my own gym. You know, we lived in a trailer, $100 a month rent, $150 a month rent. Like, there was a lot of like, things that would have made no sense of why I was either lying to myself or telling myself that it was possible. And I think that you can only put limitations on yourself. That's on you. Because I never believed what anybody said to me. And I don't know if I had this weird confidence for no reason, but I just got up every day and said, this is what I'm gonna do. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there. 90 hours a week underground to save my money. I saved $20,000 in about 6 months, and I moved to Columbus. By the age of 20, I had my own gym. I paid $5,000 for it, so it wasn't that special, but it was mine. It was 900 square feet. I had 20 clients, I was personal training, but I was in the game. And honestly, at that point, if it would have never got any bigger, I was still lifting weights and getting paid. So the funny thing is that At 17, as I sat there, I just want to lift weights and get paid. At 38, I'm standing here. I just want to lift weights and get paid. It really ain't changed. It just means something different from time to time. And I want to, the big kind of takeaways here is that you can't listen. I don't care whether you want to be a basket weaver and you want to be the best basket weaver they ever seen this side of the Mississippi, then you got to go for it. You got to roll the dice one time and you got to give everything you got. Guys, my alarm clock goes off at 2:45 every morning. Yeah. I've made plenty of money. I don't need to be anywhere at any point in time, but I love what I do to such a degree. I can't wait to get out of bed to get to the gym. To get there with my crew that starts at 4 a.m. every day. And what I want to explain to you guys is that the daily strategies of discipline is what got me here. I don't think that I'm better than anybody else. I don't even actually think I'm that special. But I don't miss. And neither should you. Because if you want it, like I don't kind of want it, I really want it. That's what it was. Like, I wanted to be at Arnold Schwarzenegger's house at Christmas. You know, walking through the foyer and see, hey, what's up, Sly? Hey. Oh, hey, Clint Eastwood, hey. I mean, I just act like I'm supposed to be there. I'm from Edison High School. You know, I'm representing y'all. That's what it is. So I think that it's like, it's one of those things that you don't know it's possible. And you know, we didn't have social media. The internet hadn't even started yet. Like, I couldn't look up stuff on bodybuilding.com. I was reading stuff out of magazines. It's amazing how it's changed. There was no one that I could see that was doing this type of things. And so, when I found out what my passion was, which was fitness and helping people, because at the end of the day, when I started developing people, these people in all these countries, writing these books and all these things, the impact, like if one light bulb turns on in this room today, just one, I don't need 10, I just need one to say, that crazy dude that came to my high school, he said something that got me. Like, that's what I'm passionate about. It started in fitness and it started to becoming just about developing people. Then my purpose, it's not about me. It's about the next generation. It's about y'all. It's about representing the value. Like, that's what a lot of people don't get. They think when you blow up, you sell out. It ain't about that. It's about forging the way for who's next. That you could say, that dude did it. Why can't I? I used to say all the time, why not me? Why this dude from so-and-so university? I didn't go to college. I'm a weightlifter. I'm a weightlifter. Coach Hoover got me and Dust. We was going in the weight room, getting it done. We said one day, it'd be cool. We just own a gym together, listen to rap music. Pac and Biggie. That's what we do. It's real. We said it. We're sitting in the garage at Kim's gym. We're sitting in the garage, you know? And I think that these things sound so crazy. I just want to make sure you guys are dreaming. Because right now, everything's a possibility. You're scared because you got to grow up a little bit. I get it. I get it. But just know everything's possible. It took me 20 years to get to this level. I was grinding every day. Once again, not that special. It just don't miss. It's really hard for me not to cuss right now, because actually that's what most of my talks are. YouTube. I'm trying to keep it less gym. But here's the main things, and I'm gonna hand it over to Dust. Lock onto your passion. Understand your purpose. My purpose was not just about having muscles. My purpose was representing the valley, was representing my family, and that my grandkids would benefit from what I do right now. All that stuff you guys heard, it's not about me, it's about what they benefit from. And so as you guys are young, I had no one to say this stuff to me. I couldn't look it up, I wasn't reading no books. I read one book in high school, maybe. I got a whole library at my house now because I'm self-educated. I mean, because I'm learning about the stuff I want. So just keep dreaming. Just know it's going to take some work. But this guy, I'm a wildcat, just like y'all. And I'm pretty proud of it too. So I appreciate it, thank you.
Present Mr. Dustin Myers. Corey and I have been business partners for a long time, and we've been friends for a long time too. And actually, our friendship incidentally started in the weight room at Edison High School, 23 or 24 years ago. So it's been really cool, a really cool experience to be able to come and share the stage with him tonight on a night that's so important for all of you. So it's a very big honor for me, personally, to come here and be involved in this night that's important for you and important for the community and for your families. Tonight is one of those nights that's a major milestone in your life. It'll kind of divide your life in half to where everything that happened up to this point was one part of your life, and then from today on, it's a new chapter. And it can be kind of scary because it's unknown at this point. You're going on to the next stage of your life, you're done with high school, and you really don't know many of you probably don't know what you want to do. And I remember sitting here 20 years ago in your seat, and I'm going to be honest, Corey talked about he knew he wanted to lift weights and get paid. I really had no idea what I wanted to do. I had no clue. I knew that I loved to lift weights, but I think really at that time I couldn't even fathom that it was possible to make a career out of that. So the only thing that I really knew when I was sitting in your seat 20 years ago was that I wanted to be successful. And again, I didn't really know what the definition of that was. I knew, all right, I'm going to try to go into college and kind of see what happens. And now as I look back at the last 20 years, I can think about what I've been able to achieve. I'm happily married, I have a wife and 2 kids, and we have a nice house that we live in. I own a business getting to do what I love with my best friend. And we have several businesses actually. I'm a strength coach at my alma mater, the Ohio State University. I'm trying to get a little away from the file. Come on. I know there's some Buckeyes in here. I've kind of developed myself into an expert in the field of strength training for wrestling. I've written books on the subject that have sold all over the world. There's coaches in Denmark and France and Canada and Norway, you name it, not to mention all over the United States that use what I guess you would refer to as almost a textbook to know how to train their athletes at a high level. So, 20 years ago when I was sitting right there, if you would have read that list to me, number one, I wouldn't have believed you. I would never believe that all those things were possible. But also I would have had no idea how I could even get from point A to point XYZ and get to do all of those things. So I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous to come and talk in front of all of you tonight. And I've spoke many times in front of large groups, in front of hundreds of high school coaches that pay to hear me speak, or I've given the locker room talk before big matches at St. John Arena for the Buckeyes, and I even gave the eulogy at my grandfather's funeral. But I think I've never been more nervous to speak in front of a group of individuals than I was tonight. And it's not because I'm scared of speaking, it's because I know how important this night is to all of you, and I know how important it is that I say something that is impactful, something that can help turn the light bulb on, or maybe if the fire is already burning, help it burn a little bit brighter. So when trying to think of what I wanted to talk about, I thought, okay, what could the 18-year-old Dustin Myers use when I sat in your seat? What could I use from me now, the older, wiser me? And I think what I wanted to hear, and what I'm going to share with you tonight, I'm going to share with you 3 keys that I really feel will help any of you become successful, no matter what your ambitions are, no matter what your situation is. I think these are 3 things that will help anyone get further in life and be happy. Now, the first thing is, which Corey obviously touched on a little bit, is you need to find your passion. Find something that you love to do. Find something that you can wake up every day excited about doing. And it may be something different. Maybe for you it's lifting weights, just like it is for me. Maybe it's nursing. Maybe it's doing concrete. I don't care what it is. You need to find something that you're passionate about. And like I said, when I was graduating from Edison High School, even though I already knew I was passionate about weightlifting, you would not have been able to, convince me that I would be able to make a career of it. I couldn't fathom that. So please remember this. Whatever it is that you love, whatever it is you find in life that you're passionate about, there is someone right now who's making a great living doing what it is you are passionate about. I don't care what it is. Someone out there is doing it right now, and it can be you. So find your passion. Now, once you find that thing it is that you care about, that you love, that you're passionate about, now this may sound counterintuitive, but don't focus on making money. Okay, and you might say, okay, coach, well, if I want to be successful, why wouldn't I focus on making money? Focusing on making money is the wrong way to be successful. If you focus on helping people, leading with value, in every situation, every interaction you're in, think, how can I help? How can I help this person through what it is that I love to do? That is how you become successful, okay? But if you chase money, you'll never quite get there. So you lead with value in every situation. I'm going to give you guys an example from my career to kind of explain what I mean by that. So as many of you know, I'm a coach at Ohio State. I've already mentioned it. Coach B mentioned it a couple times as well. Now that didn't just happen because I'm the best strength coach in the world for wrestlers. Now I am now, and people know that. But 5 years ago, when I started at Ohio State, no one knew that. The only one that believed that was me. I got an opportunity to go down and volunteer, just help out a little bit. No official title, no guarantee of anything ever going to come down the pipeline, money-wise or title-wise or coaching-wise. But I saw this opportunity, and once I kind of stuck my foot in the door, I thought, I'm not taking it out. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna show up early. I'm gonna lead with value, and I'm gonna keep showing up until they tell me, Mr. Myers, you have to leave. We don't want you here. So I went down year-round for the first year and a half. I started in 2012, and from 2012 to 2013, went down there 3 days a week. Now, it's not an easy drive from my house. It's 45 minutes each way. So there's gas money involved. There's traffic involved. Some days it's snowing a lot. I'm taking time away from my family. I'm taking time away from my business that actually at that time, to be quite honest with you, was struggling in some respects. So in a way, I'm not only not making money by going there, but I'm losing money. But I had a vision for myself and for my career, and I knew that I could make an impact on that team and on the sport at the highest level. And before you know it, I gained the trust of one athlete. Then it was 2 athletes. Then it was 3. Then it was the coaching staff. And now before you know it, here we are 5 years later, and I'm the guy. I'm the strength coach for the Buckeyes. We won the Big Ten again this year. I wrestled in high school for Edison. I was a very average wrestler. I was a district qualifier. So how does someone go from being a district qualifier at Edison Local 20 years ago to getting to wear an NCAA championship ring? It almost seems like that shouldn't work, right? There was a million steps in between there. A lot of things had to go right, but none of those things would have went right if I didn't lead with value first and make my priority to help as many people as I could. So, once you find your passion and you pursue it and you lead with value and you try to help people, now comes the hard part. This is going to sound like the easiest one of the 3, but it's actually the most difficult. The third thing I'm going to tell you is, as you go out in life and as your life changes, you start a family, you start a career, you're pursuing these big goals, you have to be true to yourself. Be true to who you are, your vision for your life, whatever your morals are, whatever it is that you feel is important to you as a person, you have to be true to that. And the reason that is so important is because as you reach for big goals, you're going to have to overcome the negativity, the doubt from other people, kind of the downward pressure that's going to come from the people around you. Because it may even be the people that are closest to you that are not going to believe that you can do it. They might tell you and say, hey, this isn't for you, you should do this. This goal is, maybe it's set a little bit too high. Maybe you should try something else. But stay true to who you are, the vision that you have for yourself, for your life, the way you want it to turn out, and who you know that you are as a person. So if you can do those 3 things, find your passion, help people, stay true to yourself, I guarantee you, every one of you will find success and find happiness in this life. So, one last thing I want to leave you with. As you go out tonight, out into the world, just remember, this is one of the few times in life where you can genuinely say, from this point on, anything is possible. Any one of you can do anything that you want with your life from here on out. It's entirely up to you. You're the only one that's going to dictate whether it happens or not. So go out there and make it happen. Salute.
Coming up here on the right, this is Wheeling Pit Steel. This is where my dad worked, the whole time I was growing up, and until he retired. And post World War II America, Steubenville was a booming town. You had the steel mills everywhere, and the power plants, and the coal mines, and this area was very industrial, very blue collar area. Obviously, it's changed a lot over the years. Even the 20 years that I've been gone, it's really changed a lot. A lot of the industry has kind of moved on. But when you think of Steubenville, you think of Dean Martin and Jimmy the Greek. RZA from Wu-Tang lived here for a while. So when you think of the, you know, the people that, you know, kind of made it out of here, you know, you think of blue collar, gritty, tough, you know, street smart. That's what comes to mind when you think of people from, you know, Steubenville, Ohio. This is home. This is where we're from. So.